Hermès. Thank you for watching What Spreads Tokyo. I am here with Mr. Laurent Daudet. He's the CEO of Hermès Horloger. Well, thank you for having us.
Good evening, pleasure to meet you.
Well, as I entered your beautiful booth, your facade is so beautiful, and I've learned that this is expressing how Hermès understands time.
Well, our scenography on the booth is always adapted to the latest novelty. This year we wanted to explore the finesse of materials and the finesse of time. We wanted to have something light and robust, something very thin, and this is what we express in our recent novelties, but it is also how we built up our booth this year. So we briefed our French artist Clément Vieille in that direction. We said, well, we would like to have something very light and playful. He came back with a very fanciful carousel of strange shapes moving around, very poetic, very light, very playful, and it is the way we imagine our relationship to time.
That is a beautiful explanation. Thank you so much. And I've learned that it's very elegant, but it's also implementing very high technique materials, such as like carbons and other things I don't know yet. But
I'm going to show you.
Yes, thank you. And then, since I'm a little bit short on time, I think I should move on to the timepiece that you were going to show us. And could you just introduce this piece for us?
Okay. So this is extension and the deployment of the H08 collection. H08 is a sportive line we launched 2 years ago, which was highly successful everywhere in the world, especially in Japan. For men, but also for the women who like and who can adapt their wrist to this size. This is a watch that we introduced 2 years ago with 3 different expressions: black, gray, dark gray, so quite sober. And we wanted definitely to come this collection with fanciful colors, but not only, also with very innovative materials and very light and very robust materials. So here we have a story in 4 colors: yellow, green, orange and blue. And everything is done out of a very innovative fabric, which is a woven fabric that I have here, which is made of glass fiber combined with aluminum and a bit of slate powder to get a more sober tone in the end. So from this, we put 56 slices of this fabric all together, and then we come and press it together, and we have that kind of material, which is only for 4 pieces. Very strong, very dense, since it has been compressed a lot. And once we've got this material, which is quite technical, we come with a classic work on the shape up until this very light shape that is the external of the watch. So it's, as you can see, as light as a feather, and it is what is surrounding here the titanium of H08 case. So very light, very robust, but also having a very strange color, because the aluminum is giving a sparkling colors to the external face of the watch.
I can see
and
that.
The slate powder is reducing the shininess, let's say, of the line.
It is quite unique, and I imagine it's quite sturdy, like very tough.
It's absolutely. It's, since you have slices, it is extremely strong, it's extremely robust, even though very light. And this is exactly the same principle we adopted to develop our first complication to this watch, which is a chronograph of the line. It's a little bit bigger because there is a complication into it. And here it's exactly the same principle. Instead of the fabric is not glass fiber, it's carbon fiber. So still very light, still very strong. No 56 slices 176 slices, very big. You can see if you look at the watch, you can see the shape of the different slices a little bit, and you understand that it is a very technical material. Since Philippe Delotal, our creation director, didn't want to alter the line of this one, what did he do? He chose to make a mono-pusher chronograph with just one button on the right instead of 3 usually, or 2. And this is why we came with a mono-pusher chronograph this year on H08 line.
It is a very sophisticated timepiece.
We take a lot of time to develop. We make a lot of trials. We try to develop new materials out of plants, out of other kind of materials, compressed that way. But we came with this glass fiber and carbon fiber in the end.
I think a lot of the fans and also watch enthusiasts very appreciate the combination of your fantastic technique, but the implementation of innovative materials such as, I'm sorry, what was the name of the material?
Fiber.
Glass fiber and the slate powder and...
Glass fiber and aluminum.
Aluminum. I really would love to see this in a boutique.
And there is one more, which is less innovative but very chic, which is this gold and titanium proposal, which is gold outside, titanium inside, plus black ceramic on the bezel and on the crown. So it's much less heavy than pure gold, also less expensive, and very chic, and still light, which we wanted to preserve lightness because it's a sportive watch, and so it must be, in our philosophy, quite light.
May I?
For sure.
It is much lighter than I expected. So I think I still have time for one last question.
You can have them all.
Well, thank you. So there are many fans of Hermès in Japan, and well, if you could give us a little bit of a message to the camera regarding what you'll be doing this year and so on.
Yes, Japan, as you all know, is the second country of Hermès, the second home of Hermès. It has been France first and then Japan in the 1980s. So for us, succeeding in Japan and keeping the trust of the Japanese clientele is key for us, is extremely rewarding and extremely important. And so we are especially attentive. We pay a lot of attention to what our Japanese customers feedback to us in terms of needs, of requests, of willings, and we try to satisfy them. So I hope this will correspond to your expectations.
Well, thank you very much. Well, since we spoke about fashion, I think many fans appreciate that your watches is a wonderful piece, but it goes very well with any coordinate, and then it can add a lot of colors.
Colors are, as you can imagine, less easy to coordinate unless you wear a jeans, but since it's a very cool watch, a very urban watch, it's supposed also to accompany you even when you are swimming, because it's a 100-meter waterproof watch. So really it's adapted to that. This being said, should you want to wear it in the evening with a jacket, which is black or gray, there is an additional strap which is dark gray that you can change if you want.
That's very thoughtful. Well.
And we also developed, by the way, a shorter length strap, because a lot of ladies would like to buy it for themselves, and they like the size, but they cannot fit to their small wrists. So we developed that, and it will be soon in the market.
Oh, thank you so much. I look very forward to seeing this in Japan too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you mind waving with me to the camera?
Yeah.
If that's okay. It's not too much to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.